Okay, hello, what's up? Welcome back to Kobo Sports Room, where we talk about football, we talk about player profiles, we do player interviews, and all of that. So make sure you click on the subscribe button, press the post notification bell. Today is Monday, a very bright Monday morning. We have a lot of things to talk about. Certain big teams lost their games. We'll talk about here. This is Kobo Sports Room, and this is your weekend games review. Let's get straight into the video. So yes, we are starting with the EPL. A lot of things happen in the EPL, Saturday games, Sunday games, and then, a lot of things happen. Chelsea also won their game. Chelsea won their game. Manchester City won their game. The performance wasn't convincing enough. So let's go into the games that happened in the Premier League. Bournemouth won by 3-1 against Fulham. And in that game, it was Friday night football. And I was watching the game. Semenyo, we all know Semenyo, Antoine Semenyo, the Ghanaian, attacker, a youngster. He's a young player. When you see him, you think Semenyo is like 28, 29, but Semenyo is very, very, very young and a fantastic footballer, a top winger. And when you look at some of the goals he was scoring, these are goal of the season contenders. So Semenyo is doing really, really, really well. I think he has 6 goals and 2 assists. 6 goals and 2 assists for Semenyo is mind-blowing. A Ghanaian, and he's showing that he's, ready for the big stage. Because the performances he is putting out, it shows clearly that Semenyo is ready for the big stage. So big shout outs to Semenyo. 2 goals and 1 assist for Semenyo. Ryan Sessegnon's goal was also a brilliant goal for Fulham, but I knew that obviously in the Vitality Stadium, Bournemouth was going to be, ahead of Fulham in this particular game. Tottenham Hotspurs, kudos. The Ghanaian boys also, the Ghanaian boys were just scoring and then making a lot of, assist this particular, weekend. Kudos scored and also assisted in the Tottenham Hotspurs, win against Leeds United. It was a tough game. It was a very, very, very tough game. But kudos was, on the score sheet in a day and also made an assist. Arsenal also won against West Ham. West Ham, they are more Bressa. They have invested. But, when you appoint Graham Potter as your coach, this is what happens. This is what happened when you appoint Graham Potter as your coach. But Graham Potter is no more, but you could clearly see his thumbprint on the players. And they are struggling. And I know they will come back because they have the quality to come back or to win certain games in the Premier League. They don't have to continue losing like this. But against Arsenal, it was always going to be tough to win against Arsenal. So I'm not shocked that Arsenal won by 2-0 against West Ham. Declan Rice scoring a brilliant goal for Arsenal. Bukayo Saka also scoring a penalty for Arsenal. Arsenal winning by 2-0 against West Ham. It was a London derby, yes, but it was always going to be easy for Arsenal because, if there is going to be a team who is going to challenge Arsenal, it is not going to be, West Ham. It is not going to be West Ham. It should be the big teams, the Liverpools, all these big teams, the Chelseas, and then the likes, the Newcastle, and then the likes. So, that is what also happened in the Arsenal team. Now, Manchester United, Ruben Amorim, the best coach in the world. I said it. The best coach in the world, Ruben Amorim. I said it. So Ruben Amorim also won 2-0 against Sunderland. And I think it was a lifeline win for Ruben Amorim. A lifeline win because Olusu game we are, bro, trust me, he would have been gone by now because it is an international break, and Manchester United mostly when they will sack coaches, it is during this October international break that they will sack it because it's 2 weeks. And the 2 weeks is even way longer for them to even find a replacement for you. So Manchester United, that is what they have been doing. So this particular win was a lifeline win for Ruben Amorim. And obviously he won by 2-0. Benjamin Sesko scoring for Manchester United, and Saint-Germain, their new goalkeeper. They call it a new Thibaut Courtois. Let's see if he is a new Thibaut Courtois. Let's see. But he was solid on the day. High claims, save after save for Saint-Germain. So it was a brilliant performance for Saint-Germain. Mason Mount scoring the first goal, a brilliant goal from Mason Mount. So Manchester United won against Sunderland, I mean, it was expected. I knew that even though the game was going to be a very difficult game, but obviously Manchester United needed to win this game. This was a must win for Manchester United. Now let's move to the big game, the Chelsea game, the big game at the Stamford Bridge against Liverpool. Coming into the game, Liverpool had injuries. Chelsea also had injuries. Chelsea's injuries was, mind-busting. And even in the game, a lot of injuries also happened in the game. But according to, checks, it's just precautions. Chelsea just took the precautions and then they took the players out of the game. But let's move into the game. What actually happened in the game? I've seen a lot of people bashing, Ancelotti, that he got his lineup wrong. He took certain players from the game that was unexpected or that was unnecessary and all of that. Bro, let's be real with ourselves. From minute 1 to the minute 94, Chelsea were deserved winners of this particular game. From the start, right? From the start, Chelsea needed the win, and Chelsea proved, or they showed that they needed this win. And why am I saying this? I'm saying this because if you watch the first half, watch it clearly. Super Sport and other things, they will be showing the games. If you watch the first half, you could clearly see Chelsea was, on a 1-1 man market. So Liverpool will get the ball and one Chelsea player will run at the player. This one will get the ball, the one Chelsea player will run at the player. So it was 1-1 man market. 1-1 man marking for Chelsea, and they control the game in the first half. In the second half, it has always been Chelsea's problem when Chelsea score a goal and they sort of lay back a little bit and watch the opponent play. But you don't do that on any day. If you are playing against a big side or a tough side, they are going to score you and also come back against you. So going forward, I think Chelsea should work on that. The fact that you meet a big team, you score a goal, doesn't mean you should lay back and watch the team like that or watch the opponent like that. Go for the second goal, go for the third goal, and if possible, go for the fourth goal. But Chelsea didn't do that, and that is why you saw in the second half Liverpool coming into the game a little bit, and they even equalized the game. And after that, Chelsea also started to come out a little bit to come and and get their last goal, and eventually William Estevao Almeida. The name is William Estevao Almeida de Oliveira Goncalves. William Estevao scored a last-minute goal for Chelsea to clutch the 3 points for the Blues, the world champion. We are the world champion. If you are the English champion, we are the world champion. So the world champion shown the English champion where the power lies. Yes, and I think that the Liverpool problems, there has been a lot of issues surrounding Liverpool and all of that. And the fact that was Florian Wirtz, transfer needed. As at now, it is not going on well for Florian Wirtz. So people are asking questions. Questions are popping out left, right, center. Was it needed? Was it not needed? I think it's early days yet. But if you ask me, I will tell you where Liverpool needed to strengthen was the midfield, the defensive midfield role. Because we saw in the game that Caicedo was bossing the midfield. And if Liverpool had a defensive midfielder, a clear defensive midfielder, it wouldn't have been like this. And yes, Chelsea knew that, and that is why they sort of overloaded the midfield, because there was Reece James in the midfield, there was at some point Romeo Lavia in the midfield, there was Caicedo, there was Enzo. Even though Enzo was operating as a number 10, but Enzo came into the midfield and was supporting the midfield, and that is why Caicedo was bossing around. And that Caicedo goal, what a top brilliant goal. I don't know what Van Dijk was doing. Bro, Van Dijk, what were you doing, man? What were you doing, man? But Caicedo, I should big Caicedo up. In the Premier League, he has the most tackles and then the most interceptions in the Premier League as we speak. And people were comparing Ryan Gravenberch to Caicedo. Obviously, Ryan Gravenberch did well last season, but this season, Caicedo. And I have always said it, and that is why I wanted Chelsea to play the Champions League so badly this particular season. Because if you want people to rate you, if you want rival fans to rate you, this is some of the games that you have to perform for everybody to see you. Because in a Chelsea Liverpool game, everybody was watching the game. So if you perform like this, that is where people, came to a realization that no, Caicedo is a top defensive midfielder, and this guy is a no joke. I mean, Chelsea fans, this performance is a normal performance. On any day, Caicedo put out this performance, but certain people who were not watching or who are not watching the Chelsea games, this was a new thing to them. And I've seen it on social media. Caicedo is a top player. Caicedo is a top player. I mean, we were da Chelsea fans. Yeah, da. I mean, so that is what happened in the Chelsea game. 2-1 against Liverpool. 3 points for Chelsea. Aston Villa also won by 2-1. Brentford also lost against Manchester City 1-0. Erling Braut Haaland, he is also scoring a lot of goals for Manchester City out there. Now let's move to the Spanish Premier La Liga. Spanish Premier de La Liga. Now Real Madrid versus Villarreal. And that was a very, 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 very tough game. I mean, Villarreal is not a small side in the Spanish Premier La Liga. So if you are playing against Villarreal, you should be very, very, very careful. But Real Madrid showed dominance in a game, and they won 3-1 against Villarreal. And it was a convincing win. Kylian Mbappe obviously scoring. Vinicius Jr. also coming in. He was also scoring, making an assist and all of that. So big congratulations to Real Madrid. They are currently sitting first on the league log. Barcelona, this is where all the problems started. Barcelona. Now let me clarify this situation. Let me talk about the Ronald Araujo, or Ronald Araujo. People call him Araujo. People call him Araujo. So Ronald Araujo's penalty situation. I think that if we are to look at the situation clearly, I don't think it was a soft tackle. I mean, they were going for, it was a challenge. It was a challenge, but I didn't see it as a penalty. But the reason why I think the referee will take the penalty is the action. So as you can see clearly, Ronald Araujo keep, holding the player. And it is in the penalty box. You would have to be an intelligent defender to get away with this kind of tackles. He is in the penalty box. And to sort of, show a depiction or show a picture that you actually had some intentions of, holding him and then, putting him in the penalty box. You would have to be very intelligent as a defender. It would have to be very, 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 because they will watch VAR. And obviously, if they watch VAR, when you look at the situation very well, you could clearly see, say, Araujo, not a person also play at him. And his intentions was clear. So if it was me, that penalty, I wouldn't have called that penalty. But on any day, if any referee is watching a review of the situation, he is going to take a penalty because Araujo wasn't intelligent enough. So that's where I think the penalty came. And the Barcelona high line, we have said a lot of things about the Barcelona high line, but I think this 4-1 is one of, one is the once in a moon, once in a blue moon, a result that comes once in a blue moon where, you want to win a game, or where you are down by 2-1 and you want to chase the game. And if you want to chase the game, you leave your back line, you leave them behind. And obviously, they will catch you on a counter-attack. And that is what happened in the Barcelona game. I watched, the first half and then the second half. I saw a clear picture of what I'm talking about. Barcelona wanted to chase the game. It was 2-1. Robert Lewandowski missed the penalty. They wanted to chase the game. And then they lost by 4-1 because we were chasing the game. And they were hitting them on a counter-attack. And I think, Barcelona will be fine. They have a couple of injuries. Lamine Yamal didn't play. Rafinha is injured. Juan Garcia is also injured. I think on any day, because Sevilla is a big club, but Sevilla is not doing well. So I don't see any problem in this, even though it is a problem for the Barcelona fans. It is a big problem for the Barcelona fans. I think the third goal, I think the last goal, Wojciech could have done something about it. I think he could have done something about it. So that was what we have on the Spanish Premier La Liga. Real Betis also won by 2-1 against Espanyol de Barcelona. Atletico Madrid 1-1. Omodie, you score 5-5 and you come and draw against Celta Vigo. Atletico Madrid. So currently, if you have to check the table, Real Madrid are sitting on top. Barcelona second, and I think Villarreal third. Ebeye Debasa. Now, when you check the Serie A, we are ending the review with the Serie A. Serie A, big game happen. Big game happen. Inter Milan also scoring 4-1 against Cremonese. Juventus also drawing a goalless draw against AC Milan. I expected AC Milan to win this particular game, but if it was a draw, I am not shocked that it was a draw, because if you check the Juventus team and the kind of materials they have and the kind of squad depth these guys were going to pan out or channel out in this particular game, it was obvious it was going to be very tough for AC Milan to even get 3 points in the Juventus arena. That Napoli also came back, a comeback for Napoli, scored 2-1 against Genoa. And Rasmus Højlund is still scoring. Zambo and Giza also had the goal for Napoli. So it was a great win for Napoli to get the 2-1 against Genoa. AS Roma also won by 2-1 against Fiorentina. It was also a comeback against Fiorentina out there. Bologna scoring 4-0 against Pisa. So that is what happened in the Italian Serie A. Now, ladies and gentlemen, Bayern Munich also won their game. I think they have won all their games in this particular season. So big shout outs to Company. He's doing really, really well out there in Germany. So, ladies and gentlemen, drop all your comment down below. What do you think about this? The weekend games. What do you think about William Esteval? What do you think about Caicedo? What do you think about Real Madrid? Who is winning the La Liga this season? Drop all your comment down below. Who is winning the Italian Serie A? Drop all your comment down below. Let me know your comment. This is Kobo Sports Room, and this has been your weekend games review. Thank you so much for your time. I will see you in the next video. Take care of yourselves, and peace.